North Carolina's voter ID law finally goes to trial tomorrow. Its opponents say the law discriminates against Black and Latino voters. WRAL's Laura Levine speaks with the experts about the arguments in this long-standing lawsuit.
ID required, written in bold on signs outside voting precincts. Voter ID has been in effect since last April following a long string of court cases.
Democrats and voting rights activists have sued, saying that they will discriminate against minority voters and college and low-income voters.
That's the basis of the argument from the plaintiffs, which includes the NAACP. WRAL state government reporter Will Doran says the March primary was the first major test of the law in recent years.
From all accounts that we heard in the primary, it went pretty smoothly. Some people's ballots were rejected because they lacked voter ID, but it was only a small fraction of the total number of people who voted.
People bringing the case will say it's not just the fact that 99.9% of North Carolinians were able to vote using their ID, but it was people who chose not to go to the polls at all because they were concerned about the voter ID.
Professor and political analyst from Meredith College, David McLennan, tells me the defendants will point out that the law offers broad exceptions to voters who do not have an ID. They also reject claims that they intended to discriminate. Their focus is to crack down on voter fraud.
So the state has audited election results for years and looked into allegations of fraud, and has found every year that there is very little fraud and very few allegations of fraud.
The case has the potential to block the state's voter ID requirement before the November elections. An appeal is likely regardless of which way the judge rules.
This could be the kind of case if the plaintiffs prevail and the law is halted for the use in this year's election. I think the defendants are going to take it right to the appeals court. And ultimately, we may see this at the U.S. Supreme Court.
Laura Levine, WRAL News in Raleigh.
All right, we have some more information to share with you. The trial begins at 9:30 tomorrow morning at the Winston-Salem Federal Courthouse. It is expected to last 10 days.